Well, first of all, let me comment on the events of the last few days. I am very disturbed about what has happened in Srebrenica. We are very concerned about the fate of the refugees, and we have been working hard for the last couple of days to determine what options there are to deal with the immediate humanitarian problems, and we intend to do everything we can on that. And that is the first and foremost thing. The truth is that the Bosnian Serbs should do what they did the last time this crisis arose. They should withdraw, and the United Nations should go back in there and reestablish the safe area, and the people should be able to go home. But we have to deal with the humanitarian crisis. Now, on the second issue, let me remind you of what my position has always been and what it still is today. The Europeans have tried to take the lead under the umbrella of the United Nations in minimizing the loss of life in Bosnia, in keeping the conflict from spreading, and in urging a diplomatic resolution of the war. They are still committed to do that. I believe if the rapid reaction force idea, which the French and the British have pushed, had been fully implemented before this occurred, this problem could have been minimized. I still do not believe that it is in the interest of the United States to collapse and force the Europeans out of their willingness to put ground troops on the ground in Bosnia to try to minimize the loss of life and limit the spread. If the United Nations mission does collapse, then I believe that together the allies should all vote on the arms embargo. That is the best way to keep the NATO position unified, to keep the world position unified, and to avoid overly Americanizing the dealings in Bosnia should the UN mission collapse. I'm quite concerned about that. The Europeans have been willing to try to solve what is clearly the toughest problem they face on their own continent in the aftermath of the Cold War. I have tried to be supportive of that. There are serious problems now with this. Unless we can restore the integrity of the UN mission, obviously its days will be numbered. But let's not forget that it has accomplished a dramatic reduction in the loss of life since 1992, and the conflict has not spread. This is a serious challenge to the UN mission. It must either be resolved or there will have to be some changes there.